Photographers making six figures spend less than 5% of their time on Instagram. Broke photographers spend 30% or more. I'm going to show you the data that proves Instagram isn't what you think it is. I'm Sava, head of marketing at Weblingo. We help photographers who are stuck in the mid five-figure range finally break through to a consistent six-figure business. What I'm about to show you contradicts almost everything you see on your feed. But these numbers are based on public research from 2024 and 2025. Instagram's average organic reach dropped to just 3.5% of your followers. That's down 12% from last year. If you have 10,000 followers, only 350 people are even seeing your posts. And it gets worse for business accounts. Multiple studies show business accounts with over 10,000 followers frequently see reach below 1%. That means you could have 20,000 followers and only 200 people see what you post. That's 200 people after years of grinding to build that following. A 2025 study tracked actual conversion rates from Instagram impressions to paid bookings for service businesses. The range was 0.3 to 1.3%. Let's do the math on the best case scenario. You post to, let's say, 10,000 followers. 350 people see it because of the 3.5% rate. And you convert at 1.3%, which is the high end on the market. And that's 4.5 inquiries per post. That's not even bookings. And that 1.3 conversion rate only happens for small accounts with highly engaged audiences. Larger accounts see 0.3 to 0.7% conversion rates. So you could post 10 times and get 45 inquiries that may or may not turn into bookings. A 2025 wedding photography industry report found that 74% of couples use Instagram to discover and shortlist wedding vendors. This sounds great until you realize discover and shortlist means that they're browsing and not booking. They're looking at your work and then they're Googling photographers in their area. They're asking their wedding planner for recommendations. They're checking venue vendor lists. Instagram gets you on the list. It doesn't get you the booking. And it was found that successful photographers spend only 3 to 5% of their time on social media. The photographers making over $100,000 per year spend 86% of their marketing time on word of mouth, SEO, and email. Not Instagram. So why does Instagram feel so important? And it's because it feels productive. You post a photo, you get likes, you get comments, you get that dopamine hit. It feels like you're building something. But here's what's actually happening. Most of your Instagram followers are other photographers and not potential clients. You follow photographers for inspiration and you comment on their work. As a result, Instagram sees this and thinks you like photographer content. So what does it do? It shows your posts to more photographers, not to couples planning weddings, not to businesses needing headshots. It shows your work to other photographers who never hire you. And Instagram's algorithm keeps getting worse for organic content. In 2020, business accounts were seeing 10 to 15% organic reach. By 2025, that dropped to 2.3%. That's an 80% decline over 5 years. And Instagram makes money from ads, not from your free organic posts. They want you to pay to reach the audience you already built. But here's the real cost of Instagram. How much time did you spend on this app last week? Posting photos, writing captions, engaging with comments, scrolling and planning reels. Let's say 10 hours. If you charge $200 per hour for shoots, you just spent $2,000 worth of time on Instagram. If you got 0 bookings from it, you basically worked for free for 10 hours. If you got one $3,000 booking, you spent $2,000 in time to make $3,000. So your actual profit was only $1,000. Compare that to a past client referring their friend. That takes 0 hours of your time. And they book and pay $3,000, which gives you an infinite ROI. Or Google, where someone searches for a wedding photographer in your city. Your site ranks and they book. That ranking works while you sleep without you posting daily. Instagram requires constant feeding. If you stop posting, your reach dies. The 2025 State of the Photography Industry Survey found that photographers' business costs increased by 6 to 10% in 2024. 30 to 37% of photographers raised their prices just to cover those costs. If you're spending 40 hours a month on Instagram to book one client every 3 months, you're simply losing money. You could spend that time cold emailing wedding planners. You could be optimizing your website or improving your Google presence. You could be asking your past clients for referrals. All of those have significantly better ROI. The same survey found that finding new clients is still the #1 challenge for photographers. But here's what's interesting. Fewer photographers are closing their businesses in 2024 compared to previous years. So there are more new photography businesses that are opening. The number of full-time self-employed photographers is actually trending upward, which means that the photographers who figure out how to get clients outside of Instagram are the ones who are thriving. And Instagram has value as a portfolio that people can browse. It has value for staying visible to past clients. It has value for showing your personality, but it is not a marketing engine. It's just a portfolio with comments. And there's a reason you don't see the top earning photographers in your feed every single day. They are the photographers who are fully booked through 2026. Yet you never see them on your explore page. They have built what we call invisible authority. And they're focused on the 86% of marketing that actually moves the needle. They focus on high intent search and deep rooted referrals. Imagine waking up on a Tuesday morning and your first instinct isn't to check your notifications. Imagine checking your bank account instead and seeing a deposit for a wedding that was booked while you were at dinner. That booking did not come from a hashtag or from a trending audio. It came from a venue manager who has you at the top of their preferred vendor list. When you own your traffic, you own your time. When you own your reputation on Google, you own your pricing. If your business depends on Instagram to survive, you don't have a business. You just simply have a hobby that Instagram lets you monetize, as long as you can keep feeding their algorithm. A real business has multiple channels that work when you're not working. It has referrals from work you did 2 years ago, and it has Google rankings that drive you traffic while you sleep. It has vendor relationships that send clients without you asking them. It has an email list that you can activate whenever you have availability. So track your time this week. How many hours did you actually spend on Instagram? How many inquiries did it bring last month? How many of those people actually booked and paid you? If you're spending over 40 hours a month on Instagram and booking one client every 3 months or even slightly more frequently, you're still losing. You could have spent that time on anything else and gotten better results. Post when you have good work and engage when you feel like it, but do not build your business around it. The photographers making 6 figures are not spending their days on Instagram. They're building relationships and creating great experiences. That's the most important thing. They are showing up where high intent clients are actually searching. If you want to know the specific data-backed strategies that high earners use to stay invisible and stay profitable, I share them in a very specific way. We send one email daily to a private list of photographers who are ready to stop pretending Instagram is a business strategy. It's not a newsletter with generic tips. It's a daily deep dive into the mechanics of the businesses that are actually scaling in 2025 and 26. I'll show you the exact reason why most successful photographers I know are actually disappearing from Instagram and what they're building instead to protect their income. So, if you want to know what's really happening behind the scenes of 6-figure photography brands, the link is in the description. It's the first link. Stop posting and start building a business that works for you. Additionally, we created a 2026 marketing guide. So if you're curious about more in depth of how you can actually promote your business, click the second link in the description. Anyways, hope you sign up. I'll see you inside.